Ah, okay. Okay, what am I doing? Twitch chat, that's what. Alright. So, we've got Mochaccino and Ocean. Mochaccino in the red with Squirrel, Toad, Skunk, Owl, Mine, Artie, and Ocean in the yellow with Squirrel, Pigeon, Ferret, Falcon, Owl, Machine Gun. So Ocean coming out with some squirrels, trying to do some aggression, but it's probably too late. Oh no, Ocean skimped on the farms. Can he get something here? He doesn't clear the mine properly, which I think is going to delay him enough with the walking distance. Yeah, he's even going to lose the squirrel off because one of his shots goes into the warren. That's probably GG, or at least, well, it is probably GG. It's definitely GG if Ocean keeps filing troops in. Oh, this is really bad. He's leaving them on the front lines with no way to micro them. And that's another 3 squirrels just gunned down for no gain. Mochaccino is so far ahead. Even if he hadn't been farming from the beginning, 2 farms ahead. Okay. Mochaccino loses a warren that he didn't need to. That's something. But Ocean has sent, what, like well over a dozen squirrels in here, and he's come away with 1 warren worth of value. That is... And he delayed his income, his economy to do it. That's just not enough. Ocean does not have the numbers to break this, but he's just continually pushing. He's pushing with smaller armies into a defensive position. Sasha, I don't know what you want me to do. The PBC is going to take as long as it takes. You know I always do it on Mondays. It's it's a long-standing tradition. But given that Mochaccino's already got an owl coming out, I don't think this game is going to take particularly long. We're already basically in the end game here. Ocean is so far behind, and he doesn't seem to realise it. He never scouted those owls. He really should have figured out, because just from the maths perspective, that he's been taking masses of losses. He's definitely not far enough ahead to go up, spend 240 food on a mill and 3 farms. He does get finally get some farm value, because Mochaccino has sold half his squirrel warrens. In fact, almost all his squirrel warrens have been sold, so he can pump out 3 owls on 1 base. Ocean's last chance to do this is to gather all his mice, his squirrels, and gun down the owls, gun down Mochaccino's army before the owl count can get up. Mochaccino might have got too cocky here. Ocean needs to get this. Okay, there's 2 owls here. I don't think he's got enough. He has got the mill, which was tanking a lot of shots. He gets 1 of the owls. Okay, that's big. Can Ocean do this? Because Ocean did save his mill. So, in 10 seconds, farms start to fallow. Can Ocean bring this back? Don't kite. No, go in, go in, go in. You need to go in, Ocean. You can't take the long game against owls. Oh, Ocean. He's constantly making the wrong choices. He's been attacking all game, and now he finally decides to pull back and play it slow. He gets the squirrel warren, but the mice just completely eviscerate his squirrels. And I think now it just snowballs. Mochaccino is going to kill these squirrels as soon as they come up. Ocean is supply blocked as well. He needs food for his army, whereas Mochaccino doesn't. And Mochaccino's on the warrens. Okay, Mochaccino nearly threw it. But Ocean, he never lets his army build up. He just sends them in as they build. If he'd pulled back, let the mill tank, and then build up some of his squirrels, he might have been able to do that. He still might have been able to bring that back, but he was just sending squirrels in 1s and 2s as they came up, and they were just dying without getting anything done. Why did Mochaccino leave? Come on. The sheer cheek on Noun Verba. Saying 15 minutes is a very short window to prepare. It's you have an hour's notice, and it happens every week, so you've got even longer. Apparently Mochaccino's game crashed. Now he can't join. Ah, I hate this. Why does this keep happening? This has been happening a lot more recently. We might have to skip to other games if this takes a while. Because last week this took like an hour to resolve. And I'm not doing that for the first game. Especially because the winner of this goes on to face the tanker. So, you know, the sword of Damocles is over their head. Anyway, did QQ actually do his groups for the championship? I put that in the title, just in case it came up, but I don't think it's going to. Alright, game 2. Once we get to round 2, I think some people are just going to want to play their games, so it should speed up. Alright. Squirrel Pigeon, Ferret Falcon, Raccoon Fox for Ocean. Against Squirrel Mole, Snake Raccoon, Boar Artie from Mochaccino. Did he pick random? Looks random. Ocean going for a 5-farm squirrel. This is not the map to be going 5-farm. This is not the type of map for aggression. It's such a long way from either player's base that honestly, if I was Mochaccino... okay, normally if I was Mochaccino, I wouldn't bother even putting a tier 2 Warren down. Given that... I wouldn't bother putting a Warren down. Given that he only has tier 2 as like his basic units, it makes sense. He can't hold an attack with moles or pigeons. So, even though it doesn't, it would normally be very bad for Ocean to be aggressive. Considering how aggressive he was last game, it makes sense for Mochaccino to play it safe, extra safe, when he sees Ocean putting down a fast Warren. But it looks like Ocean is just has no intention of attacking. Mochaccino bringing out his Raccoon to get some extra farm value. Now I wonder what Mochaccino's plan would be here. He could just go straight into Boar. Or is he just going to try and go Raccoon Pigeon? Raccoons are surprisingly tanky. Deal decent damage. Still not great against masses of tier 1, but they do, they can get the job done. Alright. Mochaccino just standing. Neither player willing to, you know, commit to a fight. They're just sort of mad dogging each other from across the valley. Mochaccino trying to hide his snakes. Gets caught out. Does he have the army to handle this? Neither snakes nor raccoons are ideal for dealing with massive tier 1, but Ocean has for some reason decided to put a whole bunch of his army into pigeons. It's not ideal, because he's only got tier 1 to heal. And tier 1 has such little health that you really don't have time for the healing to kick in. He does win the fight, force Mochaccino to retreat. Mochaccino is floating a lot of food because he's got this secret ninja mill. He really should put something down though, because Ocean, I think when Ocean gets these ferrets, he's just going to walk in. And at the moment, Mochaccino cannot hold. But all that Mochaccino needs is something to deal with tier 1. If Mochaccino gets one boar out, he wins. He's putting an arty down in a pretty odd place. It's very defensive. Very far back. Well, actually, no, it's not even that defensive because it's so far back it doesn't really cover anything. Like, all of this is pointless because there's, you know, nothing there. So, we're only looking out here, and I think it barely reaches to the edge of these warrens. Which means Ocean can very easily just stand outside the range of the arty and gun down Mochaccino's everything important for Mochaccino. And that's without having the ferrets as well. Okay, Mochaccino is hiding a bunch of moles up there. I don't know why he hasn't just gone for one boar. Like, he still has the money to do it. He could very easily have got a boar up for like the last 2 minutes. I don't know if Mochaccino is out of practice or if he's just BMing. It's putting up another arty that, again, should really just be a boar. I don't think the arty actually covers much. It's not going to stop this mill from getting gunned down. So Mochaccino runs through, he's rallying his moles, he's going to go for the sneaky base race. Ocean takes a bait, hits that, he's going to commit to this base, presumably. Mochaccino taking this third, just in case. He's got enough moles to absolutely gun down any of the mills. He should win this. Ocean kind of needed to pull back a while ago. He's not... I mean, he does have units spawning, but I don't think they're going to kill enough quickly enough. And he never started building on these mills. So yeah, the mole play from behind takes Ocean out. But honestly, Mochaccino could have just built a boar. Alright, well, that's round 1 done. Now, Okay. Score, please, Mochaccino. Okay. Now, I'm willing to just go if Hylix is. Sure. Looks like everyone's in a rush tonight. Everyone's going straight into it. So I'm not going to be casting every game this time. We're going to be casting like... Well, no, there's going to be... Everyone's just playing simultaneously. It's going to make things much quicker. Because people have places to be. Okay, I see one little tile where I might be able to get in with lizards up here. So I'm gonna try and get some. I want to come down and explore this back corner at some point. There should be 2 pigs. Could have suicided for a third, but might not have got it, so I'll take the 2. I'm just going to go in when I get my skunks. Okay, I can leave with 1 warren taken. That's enough. eco up. Then probably move into a tier 3. If we can sneak back in here. It's not going to be too useful because everything's already dead, but okay, that's gone badly for me. Awkward timing, but we should be able to mount a counterattack. That would not be insubstantial. Maybe. Clear the Warrens, deal with the mill later. He has no eco. Alright. Taking out all those farms did matter. He just didn't have any way to rebuild once we'd picked off his first army. Oh, not that one. Please, not that one. You know what? We're praying for the championship. I'm going to play a bit more seriously. Oh, okay. That's a very good start. We're just massing lizards then. He's going with raccoons. Bit of a misclick there, but okay. Oh, hello. This was a bad decision. Well, that's game. Yeah, don't attack with a weaker army while you're behind an eco. It's not recommended. Alright. Let's see how Murloc's getting on. He's playing Sasha, who is a very high-ranked player, one of the best, but has also been playing a lot less than Murloc. So this could be an interesting contest, because Murloc's really been climbing up the rankings. Okay, so Squirrel Lizard, Falcon Skunk, Cam Wolf against Squirrel Lizard, Falcon Skunk, Cam Fox. I don't know if this is game 1, 2 or 3. But I had time to do both of my games. Okay, well, Murloc got that one at least. I think that was at least game 2. It must have been, because I had time to do both of mine. So I'm guessing this is game 3. I think I was the first one to finish, because it was a quick 2-0. The second game was very quick. Well, quite quick. Not very quick. Very quick would be like where you do a 5 farm rush or something. But it was quick. First game, I'd say, was average length. You know, just about 5 minutes, right? Because I went into that first. I did my last lizard attack on that mill just before they fallowed. Anyway, Squirrel Lizard, Falcon Skunk, Camel for Murloc, Squirrel Mole, Falcon Skunk, Snake Boar for Sasha, who is going by Deep Sea for some reason. He has taken the Sasha out of his name. Okay, so Murloc taking the expansion, Deep Sea going for his tier 2s. Murloc gonna be slower on his. Sasha not going for an expansion, which presumably means we're gonna be seeing him attack He's putting down moles. Can Murloc hold this? Will Murloc be able to hold this? Because this is coming. Like the moles, if they get on the mill, that thing's going down pretty quickly. And Murloc, oh, Murloc just sold a tier 1 to go into cams, and they're not going to have time to come up. Oh, it's terribly timed. And he's not even at home for when the attack starts. If skunks get masses of gas down, that mill is dead. Oh, this is not looking good for Murloc. But, okay, he's got gas on all of the squirrels now. The moles are dead. It's skunks v skunks. So, Murloc is going to survive. He's got his cams on the way. The farm was up for what? About a minute. So he basically lost 60 food in that because he paid for the farm but not the mill. Sasha gonna get his falcons out now. How's this Murloc? How is Murloc gonna do things with the cam? It comes in, it's smacking things. He does save it, does he? He's bringing it back into the gas. Okay, it is alive, and he's kept his skunks alive as well. He's trying to chase down Sasha's last skunk. Doesn't quite get it. He's gonna keep up the pressure. Wants to pick off a pig or the skunk, or maybe even just a handful extra tier 1. But this falcon is gonna come out, and Murloc just has nothing to deal with it. He's got to retreat. He loses both his skunks and a cam for that. Stayed in too long. It was, you know, a calculated risk. You can see the logic, but it just didn't work out. So now, Sasha expanding, Murloc retaking his expansion. We're about to hit the 5-minute mark, so fallowing is about to happen. So, both players are about to lose 4 farms. Yep, they just did. Okay. Sasha comes in, kills the mill. Again, Murloc just can't finish off that falcon in time. He tried to get the falcons down, but everything happened so quickly. Then this looks like... Oh, that explains it. Murloc was trying to build a wolf. He was going for the tier 3, and now I just don't think Murloc's going to be able to do anything. He just doesn't have the eco or the tech left. And I'd imagine this is GG. I was assuming this was game 3. I can't guarantee it, but I'd be amazed if it wasn't. But hell, Murloc's... Okay, no. Apparently this is game 3. Must have taken them longer to get sorted than I thought. Can happen. No one else is finished. Okay. Alright, I'm going to have to deal with that at a separate point. Alright, so... Squirrel, lizard, falcon, skunk, cam, wolf for Murloc. I don't think he had falcons last time. He might have. Squirrel, mole, falcon, cam, snake, boar. That's definitely a bit different from Sasha. Can't remember the full details of what they swapped. But I know Sasha didn't have cams last time. He had skunks. I don't think he had the snakes. Or the boar. He might have had the boar. Sasha does like the boar. Alright, Murloc. Gonna come round. Get his lizards past the cabin. He's looking for a way in, but Sasha's right there. Now Murloc's in a spot of bother here because Sasha already has 2 chameleons up. And Murloc has nothing but tier 1. And it's lizards, or most of his tier 1, well, at the moment at least, which are the worst, well, one of the worst ways to deal with a chameleon. Lizards are good against most tier 2s, they really don't like dealing with chameleons. Chameleons are just too tanky for the damage to, because lizards usually can rush down and kill. Lizards can usually rush down tier 2 units. They can't rush down the chameleons. The chameleons are just too tanky and they squash a lizard per swing. You're better off having these squirrels and kiting them. So hungry. All right. Well, Sasha doesn't attack. Both players getting on their second meal, half saturating them. Okay, Murloc has a tier 3 down. Sasha doesn't get the scout off. But could figure it out, potentially. Sasha is a generally pretty aggressive player, so you'd be very worried about him attacking, especially when there's such a short distance between you and them. Okay. But the wolf is getting paid for. 4 chameleons and a lot of squirrels. No falcons, which is maybe going to be a bit of a problem. But plenty of squirrels to try and deal with this. Make sure he doesn't run afoul of these falcons again. But Sasha's going to have 6 chameleons. Now, wolf buff chameleons are absolute monsters. So I wouldn't put it past Murloc to just steamroll. But the buff needs to be on the right things. Okay, yeah. Sasha's got his chameleons right on the squirrels. He gets a great flanking attack with his chameleons. Murloc has to bring his chameleons all the way back, which means they don't get to contribute to the fight. And oh, Sasha's just threatening to snowball here, but Murloc has the wolf. Can he make something happen? He's desperately trying to keep this wolf alive, but he just doesn't have anything left. It's the falcons again, but it could have been anything at that point. Murloc was just out of army. Okay, so who's still going? Ghost Machine is against QQ, I think. No, Panoramic. Are they in the PBC or just playing? Yeah, Panoramic's supposed to be playing QQ. I guess, has QQ changed their name to Ghost Machine? They're not... Okay, yeah, apparently he has. He's still, don't know why. He's still QQ on Discord. And it's an iconic name. But... this is the right thing. The right match. I was surprised we're seeing so many. I am surprised we're seeing so many of these. Given that, you know, everyone was all starting at the same time. Okay, let's see if we can catch up a bit. Because Ghost Machine QQ with the Squirrel Mole starter. Skunk, Snake, Raccoon, Mine. So not anything that really scales into the late game either. It's kind of a all in on the mid game. Does pick off this expansion with a nice cheeky mole. Loses one of them though, which is a problem, because he forces a cell on a couple of warrens, get some damage done on him. He's bought time for his raccoons to get up. He's thinking about trying to snipe. Don't think he can do it with just 2 raccoons against all of this. So a bit of kiting back and forth. Panoramic setting up a balloon. Nice defensive position. This, if he gets a balloon wall up here, he can secure 4 mills for himself. Okay, goes to try and chase down the raccoons while QQ is away. Walks into a mine. Problem for QQ is Panoramic has the owl. He can just build up a balloon wall and spam owls, and QQ can't really do anything against that. Like I said, QQ doesn't have anything for the early game because he's got no squirrels or lizards, and he's got nothing for the late game because he's got no tier 3 or falcons. His late game is just going to have to be more raccoons. But I don't think raccoons scale that well, to be honest. I don't know. I don't think I've really tried it, to be fair. But there's just nothing... He doesn't have anything other than raccoons that can shoot the balloons in the first place. Or the falcons. Or the owls. Well, I guess actually, no. The snakes can shoot the falcons and the owls. They just can't shoot the balloons. But he has nothing that's... He's going to really struggle against the owls. Aerial units as a whole are going to be a problem for him. Okay, he's trying to come in through this one-tile choke point. Or maybe it's more like he's trying to bait Panoramic into it. Okay, do these... He's actually got in. He's getting the Owl Warrens. Okay, this attack through that one-tile choke point has worked so much better than I ever would have imagined. It's completely avoided the balloon wall. It does come at the cost of a lot of his reinforcements are now walking into it. But he's getting so much damage done. Killing a mill, killing 3 Owl Warrens. Multiple Falcons. Multiple farms. I think he might have done it. I think this is GG. Yeah. Okay, we're caught up. Yeah, that's why the game isn't over. Panoramic is literally starving. That was impressive. Just a really well-timed attack. All in on the mid-game, and it paid off through this one little tile. Okay, Panoramic going to try and base race. He needs to be careful of the mines. He's walking into the reinforcements as well. He's got the problem of a lot of his stuff isn't covered by the balloons. It's kind of confusing where he's built them actually. Now he needs to sell something to stop himself from starving, but that's pretty much just delaying the inevitable. Panoramic did have Falcons. QQ just killed them. I don't know how much of that you saw, Sasha, but I was saying how QQ was going to really struggle against the Falcons and the flying units. But he got in there just, you know, at the right moment. Anyway. Do you want to go? It's QQ versus the tanker. And me against you. I think from here I will actually cast. Because these are actually some... This is going to be an interesting game. QQ going for the random. Okay, so lizard, ferret, boar, fox, wire, balloon. That's not a random deck from QQ. I know that deck. That's he hasn't run it in a while, but that is a QQ deck. In fact, that used to be the QQ deck. No one ever quite managed to do it as well as he did, but it did gain some popularity. But I think there was a lizard or wire nerf or something that made it just not as efficient or effective. But who knows? Maybe it can work. Tanker coming out with squirrel, pigeon, falcon, skunk, raccoon, wolf. Very, very standard. Okay, so map-wise, I think it's probably the tanker favoured as well. I like his options for mills better. If QQ takes this one, the tanker has a straight road into it, whereas QQ has to run up a hill and through the water. This mill is pretty close, but again, the tanker has, you know, the high ground that he can come around here to avoid being seen and pop out almost straight onto it. these two, QQ's going to really struggle to hold unless he's fully moved over, as he fully migrates, which is only going to happen if, you know, all of these have been completely fallowed, and then sell the warrens and rebuild them, which the tanker will try and punish. And I don't think he ever gets up onto these plateau. Okay, this is a good start though, coming in with the lizards, picking off this mill. This isn't exactly the sort of map QQ was hoping for with this deck. This deck really favours, you know, having places you can wire, you can spam wire and balloons. But, you know, maybe he knows something about it I don't. It's not terrible. You can wire up the roads. Put balloons on them. Because the idea is to set up a defensive position that is annoying to get through, despite not being, you know, completely impassable. And then you run around with your lizards to constantly harass, so that your opponent can never muster the forces to push through it. In the meantime, you spam tier 3s in the back. And you can never really underestimate right lizards off. There have been too many games where all the hope has been lost, and then 15 lizards round the side just pick off everything while the opponent was out scouting or picking their nose, or, you know, like killing the opponent's base or something. Like, lizards are the best base racers in the business, so you can't ever rule out a lizard comeback. Now, QQ is getting this board. The tanker has seen it. That explains the 10 falcons. At a certain point, the lizards, the mass lizard, you get very diminishing returns, because they can't all... They spend too long trying to find somewhere to stand. But QQ does have the fox. He'd need to get a couple of them out to really deal with this flock, but fox one-shots, killing a fox or two, killing a falcon every shot would be nice. Okay, it looks like QQ's just going to come in before all the falcons have a chance to build. Oh, not quite. He doesn't quite make it. Okay, can these lizards deal with the falcons? They can. Okay, yeah. The niche deck has beaten the by the book to tanker. QQ getting a point on the board. Alright, QQ. This is a... Okay, is this actually a deck? This is the same one he used to beat Panoramic in the game we saw. Pigeon Mole, Skunk, Snake, Raccoon, Mine. If you can beat Tanker without Squirrel or Lizard, then you might just be the best player in the world. Okay, so Tatanka with a bit of a different deck as well. Squirrel, Lizard, Falcon, Snake, Boar, Wolf. Stepping away ever so slightly from the... Oh! The standard 2-2-1-1 or 3-2-1 format. QQ picking off a mole. Sorry, picking off a farm with a mole. Tatanka doesn't usually fall for that. It was right on the edge though. Like, QQ just had enough time to get the damage in. And I think Tatanka might have actually sold it. But he sold it when it was at like 1 HP or something, so it's basically the same as it being destroyed. Alright, QQ building up his raccoons. He does have a nice safe expansion over here. Tatanka's taken his and already has 3 farms on it. Where they go for the third mill, I mean Tatanka has 2 easy options right here, and a third slightly less conventional option here, which isn't bad. It's very well protected, given how far QQ has to come through the water. Although there is that path up here, so maybe not. But QQ probably has to come out here for his third, which is not as bad as it looks, I guess, because of all this water, but that's kind of just gonna delay his reinforcements. So I wouldn't like it. Alright, so he's building up a minefield. But Tatanka just has a bunch of lizards. Well, a bunch of tier 1 in general. He's got 12 squirrels as well. I underestimated raccoons the last time, but QQ had skunks as well to help out. Don't know if the 6 moles or the 15 mines are going to have the same effect. He finally goes back and starts on a second mill. He's got this campfire to get him some economy. Could take the one up there if he's willing to make a brief diversion. But Tatanka, he has to be careful because Tatanka might take advantage of that. Okay, Tatanka manages to clear a mine and a mole. Actually, does he get the mole? I don't think he did. Alright, there's the wolf. QQ just seems so far behind on tempo. Like, he was slow ecoing up, which means he never got his other tier 2s. He really needed the skunks, because now would be his opening to attack, but he just can't. He can't even get in there to scout. Tatanka is just sitting on his base. I just don't know if QQ's going to be able to hold this. Like, 12 moles are going to go down pretty quickly. He's only got 6 raccoons that can really contribute to the fight. The moles are basically meat shields for him. And that's one of them dead already. I mean, he does have technically better eco with this farm, and he's got one extra farm worth of raccoons, or at least has done for a while. Can these mines get some mega damage? Not with the tanker taking it slow like that. There's finally a skunk out on the field. Is it going to be enough to deal with wolf buff falcons and snakes? It's not. It holds up. It takes some doing. Holds out better than I thought it would, but QQ just didn't have the firepower.
Well,
Alright, here we go. Squirrel, pigeon, falcon, skunk, boar, badger from QQ. Okay, squirrel, pigeon, falcon, skunk, raccoon, badger from Tatanka. Right. Bit awkward for QQ with this hedgerow in front of his next mill. Just going to delay his reinforcements as they have to walk around, but it shouldn't be too much of a problem. But Tatanka's mill is probably safer since Ghost Machine QQ doesn't have lizards to run around here with. He probably has to come this way, which is going to take him past the bulk of his forces anyway. I don't know if we'll see are we going to see the tier 3s come out? I'd like it if we did. Boar Badger is a potent combination. Alright. QQ going for the mill. QQ having slightly more squirrels in exchange for one fewer set of tier 2s. And tanker knows this mill is at its most vulnerable when it's just built. So he's really tempted to attack. Or at least he wants to look tempted to attack. There come skunks. Or help deal with the massive squirrels. Honestly, QQ could deal with his own. There we go. He's getting them. Okay, here comes the fight. The tanker has put down a Badger Warren. Some of QQ's units are getting hit by the cabin, which is... I don't know if that's the deciding factor, but QQ is definitely ending up the worst. However, he is keeping the mill alive. And that means he does have a whole extra farm of economy. Tatanka is trying to get this Badger built. He has managed to pay for it. QQ needs to go for a scout. He needs to see it. He doesn't. Okay. QQ doesn't have a great answer to the Badger. Theoretically, all his squirrels will be able to gun it down. Tatanka is starving. He's getting a mill, but he's going to have to sell something to actually put a farm down. If I was QQ here, I would make sure to knock out that campfire. Alright, the Badger is up. QQ, you need to get back home, buddy. These skunks on the low ground. They're only hitting half of the squirrels. The mill goes down. Can these squirrels finish off the Badger? No. It was a close run fight. The tanker was just able to crawl over the line. Alright. Now, I won't lie, Sasha's probably going to beat me here, but give it a go. Ah. Trade the toads for the pigeons. I should leave the lizards. Hello. Hello. What is going on? Why is my screen all jittery? That's weird, right? It's not just me. My character's moving weird. I don't know, maybe it was an illusion. Maybe it sorted itself out. I think I was getting like the hit effect or something. But maybe it was just a trick of the eyes. Let's go for a raccoon. Take a peek up in this corner. I don't really have a great option for expanding. Are those chameleons? No, it's a snake. Badger is not the normal response to a snake, but it's what I'm going with because I don't really have the option of playing into the late game, so I kind of got to rush and get something done. Problem is, he's probably going to scout it. Was that close enough? I'm not entirely sure. I think he's going for his own badger. We're going to need another bundle of pigeons. Why is my badger not firing? I don't know what was going on there. My badger wasn't shooting. I swear it was in range. I mean, it must have not have been. It must have been just out. That's disappointing. I think crows have been banned in the tournament, so I'm not going to go with them. Tossing snakes. I shouldn't have tried to force the engagement in the last game. He was putting so much into defensive structures, I could have just held back and ecoed up. I don't think my toads got the hits I needed them to. I probably should have sold them and just gone for... the idea was that they clear out the squirrels, but it didn't seem to work. Instant expansion. Alright. I've got 2 tier 3. I can go to a death ball game. Probably should have taken the mill on the left. I usually go for the one farther back rather than the one farther forward, but this would have been an alright position to hold. He's only got that one bridge to get across the water. Ah, lizards. That's an issue. He's going for a tier 2, I'm going to go for a tier 3. And a tier 2, why not? Alright. See if we can get something done with these lizards before we sell them. Yeah, picked off one farm, not really worth. Fox. Oh, I lost way too much stuff there. I couldn't get a point to attack him that wasn't going through a choke point. Wait, does he have the wolf as well? Should have tried to get another boar out. Should have sold the snakes instead. Yeah, I think this is GG. I just took too much damage on that first fight because the terrain was too bad. This fox has been putting in too much work. Oh well. Just couldn't get a good angle of attack. I thought I could get up there before he got back round to Michael's army. I couldn't. full random. Oh, except I still won't go crows. Those are banned in competitive, apparently. Oh, hey, Arlu. This is the bronze. Then we got Sasha Tatanka for the finals. So, should be fun. Having trouble focusing though. Everything's kind of squiggly. Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm really struggling to put a couple of thoughts together. Don't know why. I swear my screen is like off. Like there's frame rate issues or something, I don't know. Ooh! Toad, skunk, ferret. Okay, sell those. I need a falcon warren. Stat. Well, that was far more toads than I was prepared to deal with. I think my strategy with the toads is to just ignore them. Just ignore them. Just let them blow up. Okay. Toad Karma coming in. There we go. Now, here we... Okay, so what do I do with this? Take this mill, turtle up, and spam tier 3? Hope he doesn't have a falcon. Perfect, he's going through. No tier 1s. That gives me a chance. Oh no, I have machine guns and arty, not... See, in my head, I had balloons. And it turns out I do not have balloons. He's got ferrets. And he's got squirrels, which means he probably wins. He's considerably better at ferrets than I am. Oh, darn. He caught me. Aha, now I have the toads. Yeah. Yeah, that didn't work. Honestly, almost any tier 2 other than ferret, I might have had a chance. Hello. Hello. I don't know why, I'm really struggling to focus. I don't know if I'm going to be able to stop this. Okay. That's probably GG now. Oh, he went all in on that. Nearly worked. Why are you playing a third match? Because I won one, then he won one. And so, it's a best of 3. No! Oh, Sasha, you never updated your score! Now it thinks I'm in the finals, in the bronze. Alright, Sasha and Tatanka. Classic matchup that I haven't seen in a while, so I'm looking forward to this. Alright. Okay, so we got squirrel, lizard, pigeon, cam, raccoon, badger, again, squirrel, pigeon, falcon, skunk, badger, wolf. Okay, so bunch of tier 1 for both people. Tatanka expanding. Where's Sasha going to expand to? This one on the north, I guess. This one right in front of him, or this one further out? This one would be tricky with Tatanka right here. Okay, so it takes the obvious base. Manages to get his lizards around. Kills 2 warrens, 3 warrens, and 3 pigs for all his lizards. Can he withstand the counterattack though? Because Tank has 18 squirrels. The lizards build quickly, but I mean, if Sasha only loses this mill, Sasha's still up on the whole deal. Yeah, now Sasha can jump on with all his lizards, clear up the army. I think Tatanka just lost the game due to that lizard attack. A lot of pigs Sasha's killed. We're getting more warrens. Tatanka's holding on for dear life here. Alright. So, we got Squirrel, Mole, Falcon, Cam, Snake, Boar against Squirrel, Toad, Falcon, Skunk, Snake, Boar. Tatanka bringing in the Toads. He does not want to get surprised by lizards again. But otherwise the decks are identical to each other. And these are two of the most by-the-book players. So I guess you can consider Squirrel, Mole, Falcon, Cam, Snake, Boar to be the book. Now Tatanka has an obvious expansion here. Sasha will have to take one of these, but then has a much easier time expanding to any of the other mills. Even though these are a little more exposed. Well, not really, only this one. And even then, not barely. Just because Tatanka's going to have his army here, so he can quickly hop over. But Sasha will have his army there as well, if he decides to take it. Probably safer to take this mill farther back and then expand upwards. And just leave this mill as a bit of a buffer state. A no man's land. Alright, so quick cams out for Sasha, quick snakes out for Tatanka. Chameleon knocks down the cabin, so expect Sasha wants to take that campfire. He is behind on economy since the tanker has got his mill up. We could see an attack. He does have a bigger army. Well, at the moment, but that'll get righted soon enough. Okay, there goes Sasha's expansion. And he's hiding the moles. So, I do expect an attack to come fairly soon. Alright, here we go. Sasha trying to come in. Can these snakes get straight on the moles? That's one dead pig, that's two dead pigs, a dead warren. But Sasha's losing the army fight. He is going to take out the tier 2. No, not quite. One of the snakes survives on 3 health. And Tatanka building a ball in the background. He kept his mill alive, he kept a couple of farms up. Lost some infrastructure, but Sasha lost probably about as much in army, so I think things are still fairly even. Is Sasha going to get a scout? He isn't going to get the full scout. Misses a boar warren, and now the boar's building. It's not going to give Sasha a lot of time to prepare, but he's building the snakes anyway, so that's the right move he's making. Don't know whether it's luck or whether he's playing the odds. But getting a snake and a falcon out is really going to help. He's also getting a mill just up here, really far out the way. With that and the campfire, he's setting himself up for the possibility of a base race. He is going to come in again. He sees the boar warren, so he knows for a fact it's there. He doesn't know how long it's been there, but maybe he can guesstimate. Sasha's army is mainly tier 1 at the moment. He's got one falcon, one snake, about to get the second. Is he going to be able to... is that going to be enough to deal with this? I don't think he was expecting to be attacked from this angle. Okay, that's a dead boar. But it's a dead everything for Sasha. I mean, the army's pretty much trade. But Sasha loses his mill, so that puts the tanker ahead. He goes back, sells the boar warren. Sasha's sold the snakes, and I think he sold a squirrel as well. He's relying heavily on this campfire now. But Tatanka has his own. And Tatanka sees this mill up here. Did Sasha build those 2 farms on it immediately? That's a heck of a call if he did. Alright, here we go. Need to get those cams in on the front. Okay, doesn't look like Tatanka can hold. I don't know if he's going to be able to hold this back. There's only one cam and only one falcon, but one cam and one falcon can get quite a lot done. Okay, that's the falcon gone. The tanker struggling to keep his alive. He kills one of the cams. The other one comes in. Okay, okay. Tatanka's staying in there. Lost the campfire. But is still ahead on eco. It's going down to the wire here. Actually, Eco's dead even. Although, Tatanka just going to suicide this snake in to try and kill these pigs. Kills 2 of the 3. Knocks Sasha down to just the 1 pig and 1 about to burn out campfire. Now, can Sasha do a counterattack? The army's pretty even, but he has chameleons. He's going for the army. He's killing some warrens. He's not quite able to get the critical mass of damage he's after, though. That puts us at 1-1. Alright, game 3. It's a final, so it's best of 5 rather than best of 3. Otherwise, this would be the final. The finals of the final. Like I said, very hard to focus today. Squirrel, lizard, falcon, skunk, snake, boar for Sasha against squirrel, lizard, snake, boar, fox, mine. I don't know what's wrong with my head. It's all so cloudy. Unrelatedly, I do need to take some pills. I've got 2 packets of crisps here. Alright, I thought I'd eaten those. Alright, so this time it's QQ to expand first. What's this over here? Can't quite focus in on it, but there's a little cliff there, just standing out on the edge of the void. Weird. It looks like a glitch, but I don't think it is. Just ends up looking a bit awkward. Anyway, what's going on? So, expansions, squirrels, Sasha clears a mine, Tatanka has a bunch of lizards, clearing the cabin, replacing the mines. This is actually a good map for mines because there's one like narrow pass that both armies have got to cross through. So Tatanka can mine this up. It'd be better if the mill wasn't here so we had more room. Because you can't put the mines on the farms. And that gives Sasha some safe ground to play with, but still pretty good. There's not a lot, and you know, it's still kind of, the mill itself kind of creates a choke point by being an impassable obstacle, unless Sasha wants to take the awkward way around, which kind of just brings him back into the minefield anyway. And it's going to make it going to be very difficult to do while Tatanka's shooting at him. Maybe this game should have a cover mechanic where if there's an object in between you and the thing shooting at you, you don't take damage. Okay, Sasha managed to get a scout there. Sees the boar, knows it's coming. What are we going to see? I expect to see him sell some of his squirrels for snakes and falcons. Alright. The tank brings lizards round, but there's so much skunk gas that Sasha's able to clear them easily. Takes out the mill. The boar is only halfway done. That's a big win for Sasha. Now, Tatanka isn't that far behind. He's got this mill, and he's already working on his third over here to make up for things. So he is technically ahead in eco still, or will be once these two start farming. But you know, he still had to spend money on this. He's had to spend 60 food on the mill itself and 60 on the farms. He's going to have to recoup that. But he's got the boar. Sasha building up his falcon count, but he's only got 3 right now. Is that going to be enough? Is Tatanka going to go for fox? Yeah, he is. Brave, considering he's in a spot where you'd probably want to focus on economy. I probably would have just gone and slammed down. Well, I don't know. I was thinking of fox because that deals with all of Sasha's tier 2, but it's a bit of a... You have to be very confident you can hold. Might be safer to have just put it all into economy. But it's kind of an all-in play either way, because we're dealing with such fine margins. Alright, well Sasha hasn't scouted this fox, isn't punishing it either. It's pretty reasonable that he might not know the fox is coming. After so much has been, farmed and then sold and killed and replaced, it's kind of easy to lose track of what the economies and armies should look like. Plus, Tatanka could have who knows how many mines down. Sasha's going to find out. He's walking from mill to mill because you can't put them on their farms, but he's still taking quite a few hits. But they've mainly only killed squirrels. Either way now, the fox is out. So let's see if the fox boar can do this. Sasha chases down the fox with a snake, gets a poison tag on it, is not enough, and that leaves the boar unpoisoned, which means both of Tatanka's tier 3 survive, and now he's back up to 8 farms. Still got the campfire going. I think that fight might have just sealed it for Tatanka. Well, Sasha has this fresh meal ready to go. But he's just He's really going to struggle to cut through both of these tier 3s. The boar and the fox synergize quite well because the boar does a little bit of damage to a lot of things and the fox does a lot of damage to one thing. So they cover each other's weaknesses quite well. The boar clears out all the tier 1 and that leaves the fox to just snipe down all the nice, juicy, expensive tier 2s. Now, that's a dead mill, but it doesn't really mean anything. And Sasha is just having to chase over the mines. He is getting the boar, because the boar moves at half speed while shooting. Now, Tatanka's basically down to a snake and a fox. But the snake survives. Okay, then it dies. Now it's just the fox, one farm down. Can Sasha just overwhelm Tatanka? The fox is able to get some value, picking off a farm, but it's not so good at dealing with mass tier 1, which is what Sasha has at the moment. But Tatanka has a second boar building. I don't think Sasha's going to be able to get this fox down in time because, well, the boar's time's up. Boar's here. And I'm pretty sure the boar is just going to completely overwhelm this tier 1 based army. Yep. Okay, that's 2-1 to Tatanka. Alright, squirrel, mole, falcon, skunk, cam, wolf against squirrel, pigeon, falcon, skunk, raccoon, wolf. Oh, it's Tatanka changing commander. Going for the commander swap buff. It's a thing, don't knock it. If you're feeling in a rut, change up your commander. Switches something psychologically. That said, Tatanka is the one who's in the lead at the moment, so maybe it's Sasha who should be changing, but Sasha is hardcore KSR. Very loyal. He likes the busty rat in tight leather. And who can blame him? Okay. Everyone just sitting on their bases. No expansions. Just a lot of squirrels. Although Sasha trying to move into skunks. It'll give him a big advantage unless the tanker makes an adjustment. Getting some of his own tier 2 out, but honestly I still think Sasha, if he moves in with 4 skunks into an 18 squirrel army, I think Sasha takes it pretty cleanly. We've got 2 skunks up already. Ah, tanker's going for a wolf. That feels like it's not going to have time to build. Right. Maybe tanker didn't think these would be skunks? But it feels like Sasha just runs over this army. It's so tier 1 based, and he has a lot of skunks. But can he run over it enough? I mean, he's still got some squirrels. He's got the falcon. The raccoons are going to probably finish it off. The wolf warren is built. It's going to be supply blocked. The raccoons managed to chase down the falcon because they get the speed bonus for being on the road. The falcon does not. The tanker sells whatever something. I think he lost the squirrel warren. I think he sold the raccoon warren to get the wolf building. He's all in on the wolf, but Sasha is just not gonna let him get it. I don't think Sasha. Okay, Sasha has scouted it now. I don't think he'd scouted it before, but I think he knew the tanker likes tier 3. I'm not going to give him the opportunity. Okay, and we're up to game 5. Alright, sorry about the crinkle crankle. I'm very hungry. Okay, Sasha coming in, a very standard mold timing. The squirrel lizards look like they're holding it. Sasha has a much longer distance to reinforce. I was surprised he didn't make it, but lizards are pretty good against moles. And it was a long way for any of Sasha's reinforcements. Now, Sasha had to go a bit behind an eco. Is he going to be able to hold this counterattack? I don't think the tanker will really commit to this. He's not. He's pulling back. No reason to risk the game on that attack when it doesn't look like he'd really gain anything from it. The mill isn't... The mills was at 90 HP, which is a decent amount. The warrens are ranged so that you kind of have to kill the mill. Well, you could have picked a couple of warrens off. But I think that would be the max, really. Alright, boar up in the top for Tatanka. Is Sasha ever going to scout that? Don't know. Scouting is one of Sasha's weaker areas. It's weird, it's like a very basic area. It's probably the easiest area of the game to do. But it's it's the only part of the game he actually seems to not be top tier at. Alright, he comes in. Another mole attack. This time is going a lot more successfully because he has more squirrels. Just more squirrels. He's taking the mill. He timed it well. Tatanka was going for tier 2 and a tier 3 at the same time. Playing pretty greedy. He's feeling safe. But Tatanka pays the price. Loses a pretty well saturated mill. It's very far behind on eco, but he has the boar down. It's halfway done, and Sasha has basically only tier 1. And this is a map of basically 2 long corridors in an L shape. So it's not going to be easy to get around or flank the boar or anything. The boar's going to have an easy time getting everything in its cone of fire. Just a matter of whether or not Tatanka can hold on. He's losing mills, he's losing ground. His boar's nearly here though. The boar's out. Okay, it clears up the remaining squirrels. There's not a huge amount of support left for Tatanka. Like the boar is good at tier 1, but sending it into 18 squirrels without anything else to back it up, that'd be risky. But Tatanka has enough, I think. So, well, that's the question. Can Sasha kill this boar with just his squirrels? It's not looking great. Tatanka is starving, but that won't matter. I almost wonder if Sasha should have played that out. I know Tatanka was starving, but given... He could have known Tatanka was starving as well. He knew Tatanka didn't have any farms left. I think it would have been worth playing that, him just staying in there to see if it would have ended up, you know, if he could have timed him out. But either way, that's a good series. Tatanka takes it. Alright, now I'll probably be playing some Barrow Trauma. It depends whether or not Sasha needs to go on his date. Either way, thanks for coming, and I'll see you soon. At the very latest, it will be next Monday, but I'll try and do something in the week. Because I think now the championship games will be starting up, and I might stream some of them. Maybe not. I'll ask what they want to do with casting, whether they're doing, you know, like set casts, or if they're just putting them out there for people to do. But I'll see if I can get in on that. Alright. Alright. Have a good night. Toodles.